everyone. The first weekend of March always means excitement for me. Among other things, that is when the first orchid fair of the year, for me, takes place in Lisbon. I was kind of disappointed this year. Maybe my expectations were too high. The thing is that there are too many fairs, too many orchid fairs these days. In this fair, many orchids to sell, but I felt there were not as many plants or as many sellers as last year. The major sellers there were my two usual suppliers in Lisbon area. Very few vendors from the northern part of the country were there, maybe because they save themselves for the fairs they held closer to where they are. But there were the usual across the Atlantic vendors with bare root orchids and a Brazilian seller with amazing pink cattleyas. But they were huge, although very nice priced. On the other hand, there was a Spanish vendor with varied mounted miniatures at quite reasonable prices. I did not find it worthwhile making a video, so let's take a look at the orchids I bought there. However, before we start, I would like to show you this pendant cymbidium I got as a gift some time ago. One of the spikes is gone already, so let me show you how this plant was like with both spikes. This is a video I made before. Isn't this a beautiful plant? I love it. They go beautifully in a hanging basket. This plant itself is smaller than direct cymbidium. The leaves are narrower and the flowers are smaller too, but they have a very delicate look. And now the new babies. Let's start with the Laelia Santa Barbara Sunset Showtime. This is a primary hybrid that came as a result of the crossing of Laelia anceps with Laelia cinnabarina. This seems a good plant with good roots, at least at first glance, and I believe this is a spike starting. The flowers are spectacular and you can see a photo of them now on the screen. And now let's see my new Dendrobium nobile. So far it's an OID, but the color is different from the ones I have. The flowers are quite beautiful, as you can see. These flowers, which were perfect when I bought the plant, are now going down. I believe it is the warmth in the car yesterday. They spent a lot of time in the car. The car was in the shade when it was parked, but I believe it was too stuffy there, and this is the only plant that shows signs of stress for the transport. But it's no problem, because what really matters is that this is a good plant. It has 4 new canes with already good size. And as it has new roots starting already, it's time to change the medium. This is in that awful coconut husk, which I cannot understand if this plant is dry or if this coconut husk is dry or not. It looks like humid, but on the other hand it looks dry. So if I can tomorrow, I'll change it. But it's a beautiful plant. I'm happy with it. Too bad, I would like to have the flowers for some more time. I always give more importance to the plant itself, because more flowers will come in the future if it is a healthy plant. This one is a phalaenopsis. It's Yafong good boy crossed with the result of the crossing of Bellina with Venosa. This is a small size plant and it is a hybrid, but this plant is much closer to the species than the complex hybrids, the very large complex hybrids. The flowers are quite beautiful. I am inserting a photo on the screen right now. This orchid seems to be a bit dehydrated. I will have to give her special care, starting by repotting and try to place that root inside the pot, although the medium seems to be in good conditions. This is another phalaenopsis. This one is a species. It's Phalaenopsis mariae. It's native to the Philippines and Borneo. This is also a small size orchid and the flowers are slightly fragrant. Photo of the flowers inserted on the screen now. This one looks healthy with good aerial roots, and there's a new leaf sprouting as well as a new root. And there's that one. Next we have a few small orchids on mounts. Let's start with these Brassavola little stars. This is a primary hybrid, and it came as a result of the crossing of two species of the same genus, Brassavola, nudosa and cordata. The flowers, which photo is on the screen now, have a very aromatic fragrance at night. This is a small plant, but it has signs of spikes. Most probably, this is a division of a larger plant. These moths are quite interesting. Can you see? They are cork, but instead of sphagnum moss, they used cocoa fibers to keep the humidity around the roots. Interesting. One done. Now on another mount we have this Brassocattleya Hippodamia. This one is a compact and tiny orchid. It's a primary hybrid, which is 50% Brassavola nudosa and 50% Cattleya aclandiae. The flowers are very lovely, as we can see on the screen now. Let's put this one aside to grab another one, and the next one is known as Laeliocattleya Love Knot Blue Star, although both parents are now classified as Cattleyas. The parents are 50% Cattleya valkyriana and 50% cincorana. This orchid is a compact plant with fragrant, lovely flowers, and I'm inserting them for you to see now on the screen. This one is Renanthera histrionica. It's a species native to Thailand Malaysia and Borneo. These type of plants are very different from other Renanthera species. This one is a compact one with thin pointed leaves. The flowers are yellow gold, variously spotted red along the edges, as you can see from the picture on the screen. This is a cutie, and unfortunately one of the leaves broke during transport. I got very upset, but well, other leaves will grow. Finally, for the last mount, but not the last orchid, not yet. This one is Dendrobium senile, or senile if you prefer. I did not intend to buy this orchid, but I found it hanging there, and it was looking at me, and I could not say no. The flowers are very lovely. It is a miniature-sized orchid, and I might not have enough humidity to grow it well, but we shall see in time how it goes. I have others with high humidity requirements that are growing well, which does not mean I can make them bloom. But I'll never know without trying. In total, there are 5 mounts. The lady vendor said they are all flowering size, but I've heard that before. This one is certainly a baby, anyhow. Finally, the last orchid. This one is a Vanda, but it is a miniature. It is a Vanda costylis or neostylis. That means it is also, as I said, a miniature. Here it is. This is a hybrid cross, a primary hybrid cross of Phoenicia falcata with Rhynchostylis gigantea, which justifies its small size. As you can see, it's in bloom. I hope these blooms will not last. This variety is called Pinky, so you can imagine the color of the flowers. But they will be either this one, as in the photo, or this one. I hope we can confirm it shortly. This plant has very good roots inside the pot, but there's this one here below. It's a pity, it's stuck in the pot. It came out one hole and went through the other one. After blooming, I may try to cut the pot off to pieces and see if I can take this root without damaging it. And this is it for today. Hope you liked my new acquisitions, small but plenty. It will be fun to see them mature. See you in the next video. Bye for now.